I kind of got to go backwards a little bit and go back to who we had known was the last contact with her, which was Mr. Butts.
I'm going to jump ahead to January 9th of 2024.
January 9th, 2024 at 14:21, Naziah sent to Jarvis, "Don't forget, be there before 3. I will let you know when I'm leaving the school. If you're not there, I will wait." Then at 14:22, she sends, "Send okay if you've seen the message so I can delete your number." Then at 14:23, Jarvis replies, "Okay," and those messages were deleted.
And there was no further communication between Naziyah's text number and Jarvis's number after January 9th, 2024, 1 year ago today.
Yes.
Now, to go back just a little bit, you said you were kind of going through all the phone mapping in order to kind of backtrack as to where your investigation goes and where you should search.
Yes.
And those maps were testified to by Sergeant O'Rourke.
Yes.
Okay. Now,
As it relates to Jarvis Butts' cell phone, there were no phone pings shown before 4:09 p.m. on the 9th of January. No phone pings shown between 4:09 p.m. and 6:38 p.m. on the 9th of January. During the preliminary trial, there was no solid proof that Jarvis was at the shop on the 9th of January, other than Tashiana Davis, stating she, quote, "took Jarvis to court that morning, but he did not have to stay." And Cordell King Wright, replying, "Yes, Jarvis was at the shop," when Ms. Ripley asked.
in People's Exhibits 33, 34, here, may I go? The blue dot here, what is it that indicates, and what is the importance of that?
This blue dot is going to be 9,000 Connor.
Okay, and that's the address associated with Mr. Butts' auto shop?
Yes.
Okay.
And then you have a blue dot located to just above the top line there. Can you tell us what that is indicating?
That blue dot indicates 9,000 Connor, and that was requested to be placed on the map at this particular date and time.
Okay. And so what essentially is your conclusion about this map that we're looking at here? What does all of this mean?
In this particular date and time, so January 9th at around 4:09 p.m., the target device that we're looking at ending in 8719 is consistent with being in the area of the 9,000 Connor.
Okay. And how precise is this location? I mean, you say in the area, there's no specific spot that you can say this was at this address. How precise can you get with this?
So we can only tell you what the address and location of the cell tower and their intended coverage. They actually give you that. So you're working with radio frequencies. So it's not going to be an exact V that you see here. You're going to be working with radio waves. So it can be a little bit outside of the V or a little bit inside of the V, but basically this is just to demonstrate, the intended area coverage of the cell phone company.
Okay. Going now.
I said, do you know Jarvis?
He my ex.
He's your ex?
Yes.
When was y'all last relationship?
That was back 2023.
2023. You got any kids by him?
No.
No?
No kids.
Oh. Have you spoken to him since he's been in jail?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Trying to get him to talk.
You trying to get him to talk?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my. And he's not talking?
Nope.
How old are you?
34.
You sound young.
Thank you.
God, you sound young. So are they going to have you in court?
No.
As mentioned, Sergeant Shannon Jones requested the duration from the time Jarvis Butts, Cordell Wright, and, allegedly, NaziyahHarris left the shop at 9000 Connor going to Ypsilanti.
Going now to Exhibit 34, which is on the screen. First, is this the same information that we saw in Exhibit 33 across the top of the map in Exhibit 34?
Yes.
Okay. And you have 4 rows here instead of 1. Why do you have 4 rows instead of 1 in this map?
In this instance, the officer in charge requested to see a travel duration. So during the time between, I have 1838 and 1922, there are actually others in between, which you can actually see in the raw records. But to put that many records that happened in between is a lot. So basically we are showing the travel from, the blue dot indicates 9000 Connor, and then the black dot indicates Ypsilanti. And they wanted to depict the travel from 9000 Connor down to Ypsilanti during this time period.
And the first time period that you have for row number 1 is 1838 and 16 seconds?
Yes.
So that would be 6:38 p.m.?
Yes.
Okay. And is there a corresponding number on the map that relates to each row?
Yes, on row, you can actually see the row column. So number 1 is going to coincide with number 1, which is just leaving the 9000 Connor area. And then you see on row number 2, it's depicted on the map as number 2. And it's traveling down 94 west. And then number 3 coincides with line number 3, and then 4 and so on.
Okay. And so your conclusion, correct me if I'm wrong, would be that for number 4, at around 19, 22, and 33 seconds, that phone was in the area of Ypsilanti.
Just west of it.
Just west of it?
I believe there's a little town there, but yes.
Okay. And 1923, that would be 7:22 p.m., correct?
Yep.
Going to Exhibit 35.
And is that the same for Exhibit 34?
Yes.
Okay. And Exhibit 35, there's the same blue dot and then a purple dot. Tell me, what is the significance of the purple dot?
The purple dot is going to be the residence that Mr. Butts resides at on Wilshire.
Okay.
And on Exhibit 35, which is on the screen now, you have, again, 4 rows, but there's different coloring for that information. Can you describe what we're looking at and what the coloring means?
Yes, so the blue dot indicates 9000 Connor, again, and the purple dot indicates 13362 Wilshire. And those are the 2 locations that the officer in charge requested to be placed on the map. And they wanted to show that this device was in the area of either of these locations and at what time.
Okay, and so can you tell us about the lines closer to the 9000 Connor location and what ones those correspond to in your records up top there?
So this is an RTT report, or a time in advance report, and the row number 1 and 2, which one is a dark blue line, and the other is a light blue line, all indicate approximately around the area of 9000 Connor during the time of 2028 and 2042, which is 8:28 p.m. and 8:42 p.m.
Okay, and so is it fair to say that this phone was in the area of 9000 Connor at those times on January 9th?
It's consistent with being around the area.
Okay. And then the other 2, the purple and pink lines, can you tell us about those?
So there's a dark purple and a light purple, and that's around the area of 13362 Wilshire. And those are times of 2048 or 8:48 p.m. and then 2059 or 8:59 p.m. So the RTT information has moved from around 9,000 Connor to 13362 Wilshire during that particular time.
And so does that indicate that the phone was in traveling towards the direction of the Wilshire address?
It could have been.
Okay.
And in Exhibit 36, on page 2, there's like another, it's like a pinkish kind of purple dot. Can you tell me what is, oh, I'm sorry, red dot. What does the red dot indicate?
The red dot is going to identify 20,000 Harper, which was the Park Crest Motel.
Going to Exhibit 36 now, which is on the screen. On that first page, you have 8 lines. Can you tell us the reason you have 8 lines and what they're indicating here?
Number 36 is a cause report and tower map of the date and time of January 9th from 22:53 or 10:53 p.m. to January 10th of 2024 at 1:11 a.m.
Okay. And so that's the time you're analyzing here is from closer to midnight on the 9th going into the next morning, early morning on the 10th, correct?
Yes.
All right, and going to the second page of this exhibit, can you tell us what we're looking at in this map on the second page of Exhibit 36?
In this map, we're looking at rows 1, 2, and 3. So the red dot that you have right there smack dab in the middle indicates 2,000 Harper, which is the Park Crest Motel. And then the next slide has a different address associated with it. But what we're looking at right here is the 2,000 Harper Park Crest Motel.
And is that in Harper Woods, if you know?
That I don't know.
Okay. That highway that it's just off of, that's 94 highway, correct?
Yes.
Oh. And the 2 towers, or the 2 lines that you have here, does that indicate the phone was interacting with those towers at the times in rows 1, 2, and 3?
Yes. You see the dark blue tower on the south side facing north. That's the area coverage. And then you have the light towers the light tower up top, the light blue, which is number 3, and that's facing downward, and they encompass the area. They overlap the area of the Park Crest Motel.
Okay. And the phone was interacting with both those towers at, go up for a second, 12:37 in the morning on the 10th?
Between 10:53 and 12:37 a.m.
Can you go back to the exhibit that we were talking about for the Park Crest Motel?
Yes.
I believe that's exhibit 36, correct?
36, yes.
And what's the address for the Park Crest Motel that's listed on there?
20,000 Harper.
Okay. Maybe I misheard you. I thought you said 2,000 earlier. I just wanted to.
Oh, I apologize. It's 20,000.
20,000 Harper?
Yes.
Okay. And then the last page of this exhibit, is this just an overview of both of those maps that we just looked at?
Yes, it is. So you'll see in the beginning, or I'm sorry, at the end of the 9th at around 10:53, it's up at the Park Crest Motel up there on the northeast side, and then it travels down at around 1:11 in the morning on the 10th down to the purple area.
And that's the Alexandrine?
It is.
Okay. Going now to exhibit 37, which is on the screen, and do you have that there?
I do.
First, can you tell us again what we're looking at in the 3 rows on the first page of this exhibit?
So this is a time in advance report. You've got the row, the target, the day, and these are going to be, these are all in the color black and on the map for the second page. And basically it's showing on January 10th, 2024 from 22:51, which is 10:51 p.m. to 22:53 or 10:53 p.m.
So
on the
later,
10th.
later in the day on the 10th.
On the second day, yes.
Okay, and so we moved almost 24 hours, about 20 hours up from the last map, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And if we could go to the second page. And where is this phone interacting with on, at the times that you just said, later in the day on the 10th?
The information received from the cell phone company is right around Greenfield and 7 Mile.
And is that in the city of Detroit, Wayne County?
Yes.
Your name for the record, ma'am?
Valerie, excuse me, Valerie Louise Smith.
And Ms. Smith, I want to call your attention back to March 7th of 2024. At that time, in what area did you live?
That's where I live currently, on 7 Mile Evergreen area.
Okay, and is that near Evergreen and St. Martin's?
Yes,
Okay, is that in the city of Detroit, Wayne County?
yes, sir.
Okay. And on March 7th, 2024, did you come into contact with the police?
Yes.
Okay, and what was the reason you came into contact with the Detroit Police Department?
I found a young lady's ID
And where did you find that ID?
directly across the street from my house.
And was it like a driver's license, school ID, or something else?
School ID, it looked like.
And when you found that, was that the first time you had seen it there?
No, I stepped over it for 2.5 weeks before I decided to pick it up.
Okay, and is there a reason after 2.5 weeks of noticing it there that you decided to
I
pick it
just
up?
decided to pick it up that day. I was going out shopping. I said, well, let me get it and send it back to whomever it belongs to.
Okay, and when you picked it up, did you read the name on that ID?
Yes.
And what was the name on the ID?
NaziyahHarris.
And did that raise any concerns in your mind?
It sure did.
And what's the reason it raised concerns?
I just heard it on the news before it came out.
You heard her name?
Her name, yes.
And when you picked it up, did you have gloves on or anything like that?
No, no.
And you used your bare hand then?
I took my thumb and flipped it. And when I saw the name, I just put my hands on the outside of it.
And what was the reason you just put your hands on the
I
outside?
didn't want any disturb any of the prints that were on there.
And when you picked it up, did you place it in anything?
Once I got to the next stop, I was on the bus line. I took it in the gas station and I put it in a lid.
Okay, so let's back up for a second. You picked it up and then got onto the bus?
Yeah, but I still had it like this.
And,
I never put my fingerprints on, any more prints on it.
and for the record, the witness indicated by holding her hands about
Yes.
3
like
inches
this.
apart.
Yes.
Her fingers. And permission to publish on the screen.
Yes.
And Ms. Smith, I don't know if you can see the screen from where you are. That's the picture I just showed you, correct?
Yes, sir.
And is that the cup or the top of the
That's the lid I
the
set it
lid
in.
that you
Yes,
put
sir.
it in? Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. And going now to Exhibit 38, we're looking at a lot more rows on Exhibit 38. Can you tell us what we're looking at here?
Yes, this is the time period right after we were looking at 7 Mile and Greenfield. That time was all the way up until 22:53. So here we have from 23:40, which is 11:40 p.m., to 23:59, 11:59 p.m., and this is all on the same night of the 10th.
Okay. And this is so just about 40 minutes after the previous map, correct?
Approximately.
Okay. And was there any information in the records, if you know, between those two times, that 40-minute gap there?
They gave us a time in advance records.
Okay. And going to the second page of this, on the map here. First, can you tell us what that red dot indicates on this map?
So that red dot indicates 7 Mile and Berg.
And in terms of the circles around that, what do those represent?
The time in advance distance from the cell tower. So that's all going to be around 7 Mile and Berg area.
And is it fair to say then that this phone was interacting with those towers at the times you indicated around the 7 Mile and Berg area?
Yes.
And can you go back up to the first page? Thank you. Sorry. In row 1, what is the time there?
Row 1 is going to be on January 10th of 2024, 23:40, which is 11:40 p.m.
And then the last row, what is the time on the last row?
January 10th of 2024 at 23:59. And that was just because the officer had asked for just that day. It actually indicates that it stays there for a little bit more in the morning.
Okay, how much more in the morning if you know?
We actually have it in the next exhibit.
Oh, perfect. And so that phone on this exhibit was there from 11:40 to, at the very least, midnight almost on the 10th, correct?
The time events records, yes.
And again, this is timing in advance. This is the passive interaction, no input from the phone or the user, correct?
Yes, no calls, no text, no nothing. This is just the signals that the base station is getting to the device.
And going to exhibit 39, and can you tell us what we're looking at on the first page of 39?
So this is going to be essentially a combination of the last two exhibits that we just saw. So this is going to be from January 10th of 2024 at 9:49 p.m. or 21:49 to January 11th of 2024, the next day or the next morning at 1:34 a.m.
Okay. And going to the second page of this exhibit now. First, on the far left side of the screen, what area is that again that we're looking at?
On the far left of the screen is going to be the red dot indicating 7 Mile and Berg.
And that's the same area that we saw in the last exhibit in 38, correct?
Yes.
And in terms of what rows correspond to that one, how long was that phone there in that area into the next morning on the 11th?
You have, let me see. Okay, so starting with row 1, it's down in the purple area, bottom right-hand screen. You see that the purple dot indicates 4 East Alexandrine, which we looked at a map from earlier. And then it goes to it's actually still there around the area of 4 Alexandrine, which is the purple on line 2. Then you see it start to traveling up to number 3, which is in the light blue area, which is in the middle one, just above the dark red. And then you see it show to the dark blue after the light blue, which is going to be still traveling north. And then that 7 Mile in Greenfield, which is that blue dot, and then going over to the 7 Mile in Berg.
And the 7 Mile in Greenfield, we looked at that one, I believe it was exhibit 36.
Yes.
And so where does the phone end up, and at what time is the last entry for the 7 Mile in Berg area?
So the 7 Mile in Berg area is at 134.13, number 8. And then you see that big kind of curved line, that's actually going to be line number 9, and that's when the device is essentially, moving away from the location.
Okay. And so that phone then was there in that area of 7 Mile in Berg from about 12:40 to 1:34?
12:40,
Sorry, 11:40.
11, yeah. Yes, 11:40 p.m. to around 1:34 a.m. on
And-
the 11th.
And on the 11th at 1:34 a.m., it starts to move away, which is row number 9 on your first page there.
Yes.
Okay. And you had mentioned earlier that part of the search warrant return from T-Mobile includes subscriber information, correct?
Yes.
And did you get the subscriber information for this phone, target phone number, that we've been talking about.
Yes.
And do you remember what the name associated with this account was?
One of the subscribers didn't show any information. The other subscriber had, it was spelled wrong. It's like Jarris.
And what was the last name?
Butts.
Butts.
I believe so.
Okay.